Welcome back to the National Defense. It's Randy Miller. Day one of AUSA, and this place is jumping, man. I mean, this is such a crazy scene, and it's like a glimpse into the future because you get to see all of these defense systems and all of the collateral that is just being developed and very innovative. And just to prove that again, Panasonic Connect, we're going to talk to these guys. Will Coulter is here, business development manager and Army veteran, company commander, right?
Yes, yes, sir. Thanks for first of all for being here, Randy. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was a company commander. I got out in 2012. Prior to that, I was company commander in Afghanistan and a platoon leader in Iraq. So,
thank you so much for your service.
Thank you. Thank you.
This got to be old home week for you, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't run the Army 10 miler this year, but in the past, I've come in and run the Army 10 miler. This Sunday, I had to help set up this booth, so I unfortunately couldn't run it then.
I saw that on his schedule. I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
Right, yeah. But in the past, I've come in to run the Army 10 mile. It's been a great experience. AUSA never disappoints. It's absolutely a huge show, right? And we're glad to be here again this year. So
this is our first time to this conference, and we do a lot of stuff with Department of Defense. We were at the Warrior Games. I don't know if you've ever gone to those things in Orlando.
Right, yeah. We didn't go like this year, but I think in the past we've supported it somehow in some fashion.
Every single event that's connected to the military is always number one on time, and right,
absolutely.
And I mean, it's just always exciting. It's always things, especially at a place like this, that you just don't have any idea until you get here what's being developed.
Right. Yeah. I mean, obviously it's a great proving ground, or not a real proving ground, but expos people can see like is the latest weapon systems, the latest computer systems. What's the trend that's coming in the future that the defense U.S. defense needs to prepare for, right? And or they're asking the industry partners to provide for them, in the future for the warfighter.
I was going to ask you about that. So yeah, how does that work? So do you guys come up with stuff for the military, or do they come to you, like you said, and say, we need this now?
I think it's a little bit of both, right? So. You'll see the RFP system, like they'll come out for a programmatic level type of requirement, but we try to stay the forefront of computing technology with some of our partners, like Microsoft, Red Hat, Intel, those folks.
Yeah, talk about that, because you guys got something big going on with Red Hat, right?
Yeah, it's actually really exciting, Randy. This first time ever, we're actually releasing or announcing to the public that we have a formal partnership with Red Hat in place. Behind us, we have one of their simulators running on one of our devices that's certified on Red Hat. So we're super excited to be able to roll this partnership out and support each other to help that warfighter.
And this is with the tough books that have been around forever, right? And the civilian sector and also the military sector, right?
Right. Yeah. So Panasonic was the first to come to market with a ruggedized laptop in the 90s. Panasonic saw that need and then rolled out to public safety and the defense, and it's kind of grown from there into our enterprise, oil and gas, energy sectors as well.
I bet you got some crazy stories about in the field how much abuse those tough books take and keep going.
Right, yeah. So my first introduction to Tough Book was in 2004 when I was a platoon leader in Iraq. I had a Tough Book with me then, and I was, at first I was like, well, this is not your average, consumer grade, right? Like gaming laptop, right? This thing can take a beating and keep on going, right? Cold, hot, drops, all that stuff, right? So dust.
Probably saved some lives a time or two.
Yeah, it's funny. If you our corporate office in Newark, we have a little museum there of tough books that have been sent back to our office. One has like a bullet hole in the screen. One's taken some shrapnel in I guess the body of the laptop. So they'll definitely. I can imagine it's maybe attributed some life saving across all of our verticals, right?
Now, we're heard on radio stations in America, but also Armed Forces Radio Network. And so what kind of feedback do you get from the field? Does the military respond to you and offer suggestions or renovations, improvements, anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny because when we get our devices in the hands of that end user, the soldier or the police officer, firefighter, they're really quick to offer feedback, like, hey, we don't like where this handle's at. We don't like, the way this button or this lighting, the illumination and we take that very seriously. We have engineers from Japan that come in, and they actually do on-site visits with customers to get that honest feedback, and how can we improve, how can we move forward with improving, weight, ruggedability, and performance, right?
Yeah, and that's so important, I'm sure, to you guys to get it right. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the thing that kind of comes through in all of this that we're talking about. But so some of the other things that Panasonic Connect wants to do: maintain supply chain and device security. And talk about the device security a little bit, if you will.
Yeah, right. So we manufacture in one of two places, Japan or Taiwan. It's all engineered in Japan, but our Japanese company takes that like really serious, like each step of the supply chain. How are we ensuring it's the security of it and the basically the control of that supply chain? And then we've also partnered with some other some partners that offer a supply chain software that comes on our devices, or that can come on our devices, that's going to look at firmware. If anybody's been tampering with our device, it'll automatically alert that user. So we're doing as much as we can to ensure that compliance and the touch points each spot in the supply chain, right?
Yeah.
So,
and I'm sure you've got many checks and balances as it goes along there, right?
Right. Yeah.
Are you allowed to touch any of the books yourself, Will?
Touching the
Stay away from those. We don't.
You can't touch this now. It's good. I mean, we offer demos to customers and stuff like that. But back on that supply chain and some of the partners we do have, like let's say you send via FedEx, you're hands off of that, right? And so we have what we call our smart compliance that we've rolled out that allows the traceability of that almost like that supply chain chain of custody, right? So to answer your question, yes, we take it very seriously.
What's the best place for people to find out about what Panasonic is doing now and what you might be working on?
Well, I would say one is reach out to us. Really, we have some information on our website, but then our Army reps or our defense reps, we have like based regionally, they can reach out to our and then some of the resellers as well too. So let's say I don't want to name any one to favor one, but like there's a reseller in basically every program or an FSI that's a program manager for us. But really reaching out to us, the experts, is probably the best bet. And I guess a good point of reference would be to go to our website and just check it out and get the or call 1-800-TOUGH-BOOK.
Yeah. Well, now I assume you're still doing Tough Book civilian versions, right?
Yeah. Well, for like our anybody can buy the Tough Book,
sure.
But our devices most of our devices are geared towards public safety or defense. Okay. However, we do have, and if I may, we do have a new offering.
Yeah, let's talk about this.
So we are offering now a consumer grade laptop. It's super light. Feel that?
Oh wow, that is light. That's like half the weight of a regular laptop.
Right. So this was, I mean, it's really well engineered. I think it's the #1 selling laptop in Japan. We looked at it and we said, we really need this to fill some gaps, and this is a perfect. It's called the Let's Note. Again, it may look a little different, but it has a detachable battery, a swappable battery in it. The mouse pad, although not square, it was designed round and engineered round. That way you can easily scroll back and forth, up and down, and there's a lot of basic engineering and thought that go into every component of this laptop.
That is really cool, and that's available. Is it available in the U.S. yet?
Yes, it's officially was available probably about 2 weeks ago. Okay. But one thing to note: this is not to compete with our Tough Book, right? Sure. This is not going to be your rugged answer. Right. This is going to be the super lightweight consumer business grade laptop for us. So.
Oh wow, that's so cool. Well, I mean, that's the thing about you guys too. Always innovating, always trying to come up with the next level of device. And I would imagine you probably recruit a lot of veterans, don't you?
I'm sorry, what was that question?
You recruit a lot of veterans?
Yeah. So Pretty much, I would say most of our defense or federal team. Myself, I'm a veteran. We have probably a veteran in every one of like the Navy. We have Navy veterans, Air Force veterans. So, yeah, I would say and we also have our veterans, what we call our big or what's the, I'm sorry, drawing a blank on it. The resource, like
okay, yeah, like a resource group. Yeah. And anybody from the Air Force? Because there's a rumor that once you get out of the Air Force, you don't work anymore.
Right. I got to think. I know we have Navy.
Sure, you do. Yeah, exactly right.
Our Air Force team, they're neither one of them we're in the Air Force, but we do have. I know we have an Air Force veteran somewhere in the ranks, right?
Well, thank you, man. Will Coulter, Business Development Manager here at Panasonic Connect. Thank you guys for doing what you're doing, working with the military, making us stronger, and can't wait to see what you come up with next.
Yeah, thank you, Randy. I really appreciate it.
We'll be right back here in the National Defense.